XNA Season 5, Round 5, Canada. The drivers are just loading in now, and we'll be getting on with short quali. So let's see how it goes. 25 seconds left. We're just waiting on one more, and then we'll be going. Here we go. So just waiting to see who's going to be first out of the pits. Last week it was Botch Gerbil that won. So let's see what he can do. Also, X hits the spot. It's his first race. So we'll be interested to see what he can do as well. But a couple of cars coming out the pits. Dad Stop Gaming first out. And Funk as well out on the soft tyres. Dad Stop Gaming on the soft tyres as well. There we are. Okay, so a few more people coming out now. Funk on softs, Morn on softs, Raptor on softs, and Coolie Boy is also on softs. There's a Red Bull behind him as well. So a lot of people on outlets. Right, Dad Stop Gaming has started his lap, so let's ride on board with him. .2 in the first sector. It's going to be, I think it could well be the chicane, where a lot of people invalidate this week. Very tricky corner to get right. And Dad Stop Gaming, a 1:11.7 to start with. Couple of invalidated laps along here. Zola invalidated. That's a shame. Oh, but Funk, 1:10.4. Oh, and Mon, a 1:09.0. That's good from Mon. Hurricane goes second, 1:09.7. And I believe it's Raptor who goes third. And now Coolie Boy, invalidated unfortunately. Oh, Funk with a 5th-place grid penalty. Collision with Botch Gerbil. Oh no. What happened there then? Oh, and he lets some cars by. Cuts the corner. Where's Gerbil? Let's have a look at Gerbil. Gerbil's lost his front wing. So I'm not sure what happened there. Not too sure. But he'll have to go into the pits, change his tyres, and go again. Excellent lap from Bucks. Amazing, a 119. I think that deserves pole position, honestly. But this lap's invalidated. So unless he's got the tyre wear, he should really go into the pits. Let's have another look at Zola around the hairpin. And opens the RS. Final chicane. Oh, that's the wall of champions. P6, 111.4. If he didn't hit the wall of champions, who knows where he'd have been. Lowe has invalidated and he is on another lap. Cooley Boy goes around the hairpin as well. Let's stay on board with Cooley, see if he can keep it clean. Ryan Hurricane 109.2 as well. Nice. And he does a 109.9 to put him in P5. Oh, we have a spin. It's Lowe. Lowe spins at the end of sector 2. Not sure whether he got damage. And Mike's retired. Zola has retired. And I think Lowe did have damage because he's going into the pits. And Fable is on an in-lap as well. So Beastian's on an outlap, so we'll stay on board with him as he goes around the final corner to start his first lap, and that looks like it's this and next lap invalidated as well. Yeah, Cooley Boy's pretty quick around here, I think. I think we'll see a lot more from him over the next few days before Sunday. It's a decent time. And yes, Raptor, it is exactly the same time as yours. Which is pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. Beastian's got to be careful because he's got a guy behind him. So apparently it's going to be raining at some point in quali, and it's going to be a wet race as well. Beastian, be careful there. Watch Gerbil. We're right on board with him. Down the DRS straight. About to go around the final chicane. Stays out of the wall of champions. Opens DRS. And he goes first with a 108.4. That could take some beating. That's a decent lap. Now Lowe's back out. Round turn 1. He's on 2-lap-old softs though. So if he sets his quickest time on these, he'll have to be careful. Slight tap of the wall. That could affect his lap time. And Lowe coming up to the final chicane. Very nice. Very nicely done by him. Comes up to the line. A 1:13.7. Whilst Young manoeuvre behind him. Goes P5. Pushing Fable down to 6th with a 1:09.6. Let's have a look at Raptor. Oh, Raptor. Oh, dear. Caught you at the perfect time there, I'm afraid. He is dead. Ah, such a shame, Raptor. But currently P7, so still in the top 10. Of course, anything can happen in the race. Right, who's out on track at the minute? Fable. Looks like a this and next lap invalidated as well for him. Coolie boy. Starting a lap on the softs, I think. Well, a 1:09.3 would have put you in P5. So, looking ahead to races in the near future, you can do that then. You keep it consistent, you'll be fine. Totally fine. Coolie boy. Where's Dad Stop Gaming in front of him? Or is it, yeah, Dad Stop Gaming, I believe, in front of him. Goes round the corner, and that is another crash, oh dear. Yellow flag's out. Didn't hit the wall of champions though. But definitely sustained a lot of damage there. That is good. Hopefully it works out in the race. So Dad Stop Gaming on his lap now. Opens DRS. Let's see if he can improve on his 11.4. As he goes up. A purple sector 2. As he goes round the hairpin. Beastian's retired. Hasn't set a lap. So he'll be starting from the back. And that's the gaming around the final chicane. What will he do? Let's find out. Goes up to P10 with a 1 minute 10.0. Very close to getting in the 109s. Very, very close. Manoeuvre on a lap as well in sector 3. Let's see if he can improve. He is on mediums. Stays fifth. Stays fifth. But he is on mediums, which could well be the better race tyre. We'll have to wait and see. As Waddington starts an outlap, comes out of the pits on medium tyres, hits the wall on his outlap. How will that affect him? Time will tell. X hits the spot. He's on the lap, but it has been invalidated. So he could well be starting a lap this time round. So we'll stay on board for it. Bucks goes third as well. So at the minute, Botch Gerbil is in first. XRL Mon in second, both on softs. Bucks in third. Ryan Hurricane in fourth. Young Manoeuvre fifth. Fable sixth. Raptor crashed out, but is in seventh. Wheelie Boys eighth. X hits the spot ninth, which is who we're watching now. And Dadstop Gaming 10th. Only 3 of the top 10 drivers on mediums. But that is an invalidation from X hits the spot though. Goes a little bit, turns in a little bit too early into the chicane at the end of sector 2. Whether he has the life in the tyres to go again, and the fuel as well, he may have to go into the pits, change his tyres, refuel and come back out. Which he does. He goes into the pits. XRL Mon though has just gone fastest overall with a 108.4. Only 0.011 seconds quicker than Botch Gerbil. And there's only 9 seconds left, so those who are out now on laps will be able to set them. That is the end of qualifying now, and we'll be on board with Smooth at the start. No, we won't. We'll go on board with Bucks because he'll be finishing first as he comes down to the DRS. Oh, what a... No. Oh my goodness, and Bucks smacks it as well, it looked like. Stays third. Fable has invalidated. Smooth. His only lap goes 13th. And who's next? Gerbil. Oh, Botch Gerbil crashes out on the final chicane. Oh dear. Oh, you lost your rear tyre, Waddle. Oh no, you'll be 16th. Didn't notice that. Oh, unlucky, mate. But free choice of tyre. You should be fine. Coolie Boy stays 8th. Fable's in the pits, and Mon is in the pits as well, so that wraps up qualifying for XNA Canada. XRL Mon with the fastest lap overall. And once Mon is in the pits, I'll give you a rundown of the grid. So there he is, XRL Mon. In the Alpha Tauri, starting on soft tyres. Is the fastest overall with a 1 minute 8.462. And then Botch Gerbil second, the winner of last week's race, with a 108.473. Look at the time difference between those two drivers. That should be really interesting in the race. Bucks in third, Ryan Hurricane fourth, Young Maneuver fifth. Both of those two drivers are on mediums. I'm interested to see how that will play out. Fable in sixth, Raptor seventh, Coolie Boy eighth, X hits the spot ninth, Dad Stop Game in 10th, and down the bottom, Beastian retired in the pits, and Waddington lost his rear tyre on the Wall of Champions. Let's see how the race goes. There will be a 5-minute break when we're on the grid. So let's see. Young Maneuver in the chat. Medium boys. Get in there. Oh, migrating host. And I believe there is going to be a lobby restart because of that Yotta guy who joined the lobby. So let's see what's happening. Yeah, so we're doing a lobby restart. So once the new lobby is open, we'll get going. So we're just waiting on the new lobby to open up. Once it does, we can get racing. No, it's alright, Maneuver. Good luck for the race. So while we wait for the last few drivers to come in, it'll be XRL Mon on pole, and then it'll be Watch Gerbil second. And then big story about that qualifying though. Waddington, starting from 16th, hit the wall of champions as he was starting his lap. Nightbot is going crazy in the chat at the minute. It's loving life. Indeed. Indeed, Funk. So the message has been sent to ready up. So the drivers should all see that now. And the 30-second countdown has begun. So there's only two drivers in the top 10 starting on mediums. They are Ryan Hurricane and Young Maneuver. Everybody else is on softs. Of course, outside the top 10, drivers have a free choice of tyre. Funk also, though, has a 5-place grid penalty, so he should start around 17th, I believe. So that could push Watto and Beastian up a place. And there we go. See the cars to the right on the grid. We're just waiting for lights out at 2:36. 36 minutes past the hour. So 3 minutes from now, the 5 lights will come on and we'll be off. So let's see what tyres. At the minute, everybody outside the top 10 is on soft. So Funk is starting 16th now because of the 5-place grid penalty, which pushes Beastie into 15th and Waddington to 14th. Waddington choosing the mediums. So 2 minutes to go now. Zola goes on mediums as well. So those 2 drivers will be starting on mediums at the moment. Fuel's going to be an interesting one as well, because you don't know if there's... I mean, it's likely that there could be a safety car, but you just never know. And if there isn't a safety car and you underfuel, then you really do risk the chance of going into low fuel mode, which would be an absolute disaster for any one of these drivers to be in. So more drivers going on the mediums now. So mediums seem to be the best race tyre, or the choice, or the first choice tyre for a lot of these drivers. Here we go then. Countdown has begun to the start of the Canadian Grand Prix here in XNA, Extreme North America. Ten seconds. Just waiting for players. Here we go then. 3, 4, 5 lights. And they're off. You can see the predicted pit stop strategy on the bottom. Bucks already with a penalty. Looks like it could have been... Maybe they started early, but Mon gets a good start. Botch Gerbil in second. Hurricane has gone up to third now, overtaking Bucks. Fable fifth. Maneuver sixth. Coolie Boy seventh. Looks like he's on the back of Maneuver. Waddington overtakes Raptor. But Raptor takes the place back. Good overtake there. Up to 12th now. Smooth next. Bucks 3/10 behind Ryan Hurricane as they go on to the back straight before the chicane. Botch Gerbil still in second with Morn in first. Bucks goes into the pits to do his drive-through penalty. Nobody got damage at the start of the race. That's really good. Really good racing. So Gerbil is now half a second behind Mom. Raptor having a look, maybe having a look at Smooth. So Raptor having a look. He's having a look on the straight. Overtake button open. Can't get past in time, so goes in behind Waddington on Dad Stop Gaming. Teammates, of course. Round the outside goes Waddington, but can't get past. He can't get past there. But the Ferrari as well of Coolie Boy getting overtaken by Dad Stop Gaming, that could put... That doesn't help Waddington much. So Dad Stop Gaming gets past Coolie Boy and goes down to P9. Back at the front, Botch Gerbil and Mon. And Hurricane as well. Oh, yellow flag, Beastian. Still in the race, but he may have to pit for a new wing there. That's unlucky. Coolie Boy retakes the place that Dad Stop Gaming took, but has to cut the corner for it. Gets a penalty for it as well. And gives the position back, but also gives up one to Waddington as well. Raptor. DRS is open now, so we'll have DRS. Yep. It should be an easy overtake. And it is. Passed before the chicane. Goes up to P10. Waddington back on Dad Stop Gaming now. Going into turn 1 round the inside. Takes the place easily. So he's up to P8 now. Next up is Low. So we're having a look at Zola now. Behind Smooth. Bucks with a 3-second time penalty. It's very easy on this track to get penalties. Let's see if Zola can get close. There's another yellow flag. X hits the spot. Waits for cars to go past. And, oh no. Oh, that's very, very close. Raptor span now. At the end of going round the hairpin. Isn't getting anyone's way. So he drops down to 14th now. Low, 3/10 behind. Waddington. Manoeuvre is up to P4 as well now, after going past Fable. Let's keep an eye on Zola now, as they go around the next few turns. The gap is around half a second. So now the DRS is open. Can he get close? No, he may have to stick around and wait for the back straight, which is at the end of this hairpin, or the other side of the hairpin, I should say. The gap is around 3.5 tenths. Fable with a 3-second time penalty now. Still not close enough. Bucks is just hanging back there. May have to be careful of him. Oh, very, very close. Botch Gerbil is starting to create a gap now to Mon. Around 2 seconds at the minute, and that is starting to increase quite a lot. So we'll ride on board with Zola. Beastian's gone on to hards. I'm not sure whether they'll get to the end, but it's worth a try. Especially if there's a late safety car, we get a free pit stop. So Zola getting closer to Smooth, getting close, stays behind. Not quite close enough. He may be here though. Side by side. Going into turn 1, Zola on the inside, takes the place, but Smooth nearly went into the back of him, and Bucks nearly overtook Smooth as well in the process. The gap now at the front, 2.6 seconds. Gerbil is starting to pull away quite rapidly, and Beastian has spun again, but he's still in the race. Maybe. May have been blue flags actually. But we go back now. This battle. We'll have a look at Bucks as they go around the hairpin. And then into the DRS straight again. Will Bucks be able to get close to Smooth while they both have DRS? Not quite. Zola having a look at Dad Stop Gaming as well though. Round the inside of turn 1 again. Zola gets the position. Zola starting to really enjoy overtaking into turn 1. It's working well for him so far. The gap is now in 8th place as well. The gap to 7th. Oh, there's a car off. It's Coolie Boy. Oh, he's spinning. He's back on track. But he's gone down to 15th place. Beastian letting cars past. Blue flags. Ryan Hurricane less than a second. Has DRS on the car ahead, which is Mon. Has DRS again. Can he get any closer? If he keeps this pace up, he could get Mon on at the end of next lap, or the end of this lap, I should say. Dad Stop Gaming is within DRS of Zola, and that is Fable in the pits. Fable is in the pits going on to mediums. pitted from, I believe, 5th, I think. But comes out of the pits in 12th. I'm interested to see if anyone responds to that at the end of this lap. And Dad Stop Gaming, Bucks and Smooth having a little bit of a battle. Bucks has overtake on. Just stays here. Ryan Hurricane now less than half a second, less than 4/10 behind. As Mon goes into the pits from softs. Let's see what tyres he goes on to. Bucks and Smooth are nearly side by side here as well. And Bucks goes into the pits. Dad Stop Gaming has a 3-second time penalty. Mon goes on to medium tyres and comes out in 8th, 6th. Comes out in 6th. Yellow flag again. I'm not sure why though. So Bucks is in the pits, comes out in 12th. Also goes on to mediums. Smooth has DRS, but probably won't be close enough to overtake. Nah. Waddington is getting closer to Young Manoeuvre as well on the final straight before the chicane. X hits the spot, he's in the pits, goes on to hards, trying a one stop here. So, 10 laps in, Botch Gerbil gets a 3-second time penalty. He is in first at the minute on softs, but hasn't pitted. He hasn't pitted. Neither has Ryan Hurricane in second. Or Young Manoeuvre in 4th. So the people who have stopped is XRL Mon, who pitted from 2nd. Fable, who's currently in 10th. Bucks, who's currently 11th. Raptor, Cooley, X hits the spot, and Beastia. Time penalties as well are there. Waddington, very close to manoeuvre this time around. Let's see what he can do with DRS open. Let's see if he can get past manoeuvre. He can't. So he'll have to try again now. Overtake very slightly. Fable has rejoined as well now. So that is good news for him. Smooth overtakes Dad Stop because he goes into the pits for his first stop on 10 lap old softs. Comes out in P11. So Funk has just been lapped by Ryan Hurricane. And Botch Gerbil pits. The leader has pitted, which means Ryan Hurricane is in P1 at the minute. Goes on to medium tyres. So it's around the time now that medium runners start to think about pitting. Waddington up to second as well. It's been a great race for him so far. X hits the spot, has been disqualified for blocking the pit lane. Oh dear. His AI's got to be careful here. but it doesn't get in people's way. I know he can't help it, but you gotta think. Well, it's a shame for him on his debut race, but unfortunately, the game thinks he was blocking the pit exit, which isn't good. Now Raptor needs to get out the way here. There he goes, because he's being lapped by Waddington and Maneuver. And Botched Gerbil is trying to overtake Maneuver as well. Round the outside, gets the job done. Great overtake there. What a great overtake. Low in the pits, gets a time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. As Smooth moves up into 7th place. And Botched Gerbil is less than 2/10 off Waddington. Coolie Boy with a 3-second time penalty as well. Raptors in the pits onto medium tyres, I believe. Yep. And Gerbil less than around about a 10th now. Behind Waddington. Low with a 3-second time penalty. So at this moment in time, every driver is on mediums apart from Funk, who's on softs, and Beastie on hards. And Botched Gerbil has overtaken Waddington to go second, with Waddington dropping down to 3rd. Low. It's got DRS on books. Having a look, but can't get there in time. As Fable overtakes Smooth, who goes into the pits to change those medium tyres. Buxton low now. Bucks in the Red Bull, low in the AlphaTauri. Will Bucks be able to get the overtake done? With the help of DRS. Mon with a 3-second time penalty. So Ryan Hurricane hasn't pitted yet and has an 8.8 second lead to Botched Gerbil. And at this moment in time, looks like he may be pulling away very slightly. He gained a 10th or so there in the time I was speaking. Yellow flags though behind. Looks like Raptor has span. He's facing the wrong way, so he's got to be really careful about how he rejoins. He has a space now to do it. Spins round. And a little bit awkward for him. His tyres will be hot. He hasn't got a front wing either. So turning's going to be difficult like that. So Bucks 4/10, sorry, behind Low. Waddington gets a penalty now. Very difficult to keep within the boundaries of the racetrack around here. Very, very difficult. But both of these drivers now have DRS. Low has DRS on Fable. Bucks has DRS on Low. Let's see how it plays out as they come up now to the hairpin. As Waddington and Maneuver both pit off those medium tyres. Waddington goes on to softs. Oh! And Low's overtaken Fable. But will he be able to come back? Oh, nearly. Maneuver comes out in 6th, goes on to a new set of medium tyres. ride on board here with Fable and Bux. Ooh, Bux just had to brake very slightly there to avoid going into the back of Fable. The midfield is turning into a very interesting race in the midfield. Beastian, however, not sure what happened to him. Fable gets a 3-second penalty. How will that affect him at the end? Time will tell, as we're just about halfway through this race. As Ryan Hurricane has pitted. Where will he come out? He should come out still in second. Gone on to those soft tyres. There he is. He's on soft. And Fable and Bux both have DRS. Going to be difficult for Bux to overtake while the driver in front has DRS as well. You've got to be careful there. Waddington has overtaken Zola as well. So Waddington is up to P4. And a yellow flag. Is that Raptor again? Raptor, yep, he's out. And a safety car. So this is interesting. Now, will anybody want to pit under safety car? Hards will go to the end. That is Funk going into the pits. So Funk goes into the pits. Will anybody follow suit? Ryan doesn't. Mon goes into the pits. Changes from medium tyres. Waddington in the pits. Zola in the pits. Maneuver does not pit. Only just pitted though last lap. Goes into third. Lots and lots of drivers are pitting. Fable is pitted. See if Dad stopped gaining pits. He does not. Smooth doesn't either. So Fable has dropped down to 11th. Young Maneuver has jumped up to 3rd though. He pitted a lap before the safety car, so didn't need to pit. Bux on 9-lap old mediums. May struggle with Waddington behind him on fresh mediums. And maybe even Zola on fresh softs. So there's our leader. Watch Gerbil behind the safety car. Ryan Hurricane, 2nd place. Maneuver does not have any time penalties at the minute. If it stays like that... Oh, Lowe's jumped into the pits. Awkward timing for him. With the safety car. Bunching up the pack. Let's see what he does. He takes off the 5-second penalty. And goes on to soft. Makes sense to do it now. Does make sense to do it now. But as I was saying before, Young Maneuver, currently 3rd. If he can stay near the front runners without penalties, without a penalty, he may be able to jump up to 2nd and maybe even 1st. Who knows? The only thing that's maybe an issue for him is Funk is in front of him in P13. He'll have to get out the way as quickly as possible on the restart. Whereabouts is Beastian? There he is, trying to catch up to the pack. He's been lapped. He's been lapped though. So it'll be difficult for him to come round again unless everybody lets him pass. We have around 16 laps to go now in this race, so we're over halfway. Let's have a look at the position change. Excuse me. So the biggest winner so far is Waddington. He's gained 9 places this race. He's in P5 at the minute. Also Zola as well, P6, gained 7 places. Mon though, he's lost 6 places. He's gone from 2nd all the way down to 7th. No, he hasn't, sorry. He's gone from 1st all the way down to 7th. Which he'll want to improve upon. So I'll stay on board a bit now with Botch Gerbil. Fastest lap so far also is Botch Gerbil with a 1 minute 10.8. Outside the top 10 is actually Funk, but the safety car is in this lap. So let's have a look at 1 second. Oopsie daisy. So let's have a look at Botch Gerbil. See if he can stay in first on this restart. He hasn't gone yet. He probably won't go until after the chicane, probably. And he's gone. Bucks with a 3-second time penalty on the restart. Unlucky. Let's have a look at Bucks. Good restart from Botch. Stays in P1. Ryan Hurricane in 2nd. Manoeuvre 3rd. Bucks and Waddington. Cooley Boy 3-second time penalty as well. Can Waddington get past Bucks? Yes, he can. 3 wide. 3 wide there. Funk. He should be getting out of the way there, really. The Bucks stays ahead of Waddington. As Low has got past Smooth, but they are side by side. And is that a drip of rain I saw? Oh my goodness. Are they 3 wide? Near, not quite 3 wide. Is that going into the pits? That is Low going into the pits. Maybe he got damage. Ryan Hurricane trying to stay with Gerbil as much as he possibly can. Gerbil is very quick, and it says he's dropped down to 12th. I don't think he has though. It's just the game being silly. The game has broken the standings at the minute. So apparently Low is first, as the rain has now begun. There we go. There we go. I think it's fixed itself now. Yeah, it's all good. As Mon is side by side with Bucks. Can he make it stick? Using overtake as much as he possibly can. Mon does get past. Mon gets past, so he's back into P6 now. Trying to recover something from this race. Dad stopped gaming as well. Is very close to Bucks behind it, in front of him. And the game has decided it doesn't like this anymore. Just for a little while. It's saying Low is first, which is not the case, unfortunately. Botch Gerbil is currently first, with Ryan Hurricane very, very close behind him. And also Mon and Zola. Zola goes... Yeah. Mon has overtaken Zola. So Mon up into P5 now. Next on the list for him is Waddington in 4th. Oh, wonderful. So that looks like Beastian getting out of the way of Smooth. And Bucks and Dad Stop Gaming here. Fighting for... I'm not sure what place they're fighting for because the game is not liking standings at the minute. But Low goes on to intermediates. Low is on intermediates and Funk ignoring blue flags. Ignoring blue flags. DRS is enabled still, so it's still dry enough for DRS, but you've got to think that the rain may start to get a little bit heavier soon. Bucks is also on intermediate tyres, and he has spun, so it's obviously not wet enough yet for those intermediate tyres. It's still dry weather, even though it's raining. He'll have to really pit. No, he won't. He hasn't got damage then from that spin, but he's got to be careful about both of those two drivers have to be careful about overheating their tyres. And that is Maneuver, who is out of the race. Oh, such a shame. He was having a good race as well. He was up into 3rd. And no time penalties either. That's a shame. And a safety car has been brought out as well. So if it is wet weather, now's probably the time to go on it, but I don't think it is. Low coming out of the pits, gone onto soft tyres. Waddington's pitted. So is Mon and Zola. Intermediate tyres have gone on for all 3 drivers. So it may well be time for those intermediate tyres. Smooth goes into the pits as well. Dad Stop Gaming has stayed out. So has Botch Gerbil and Ryan Hurricane. And Fable as well. And that is Mon. Span round, has to wait for the next couple of drivers to go past to find a gap to spin back around, which he does with no issues. But he Funk disqualified from the session for going the wrong way. He must have had a bit of a spin. He must have span, and the game did not like that one bit. So he's been disqualified. Means Beastian goes up to 12th once he overtakes Maneuver, which he has just done. So it's a bit of a weird pit time at the minute. Beastie in AI. Fable goes into the pits but gets a 5-second time penalty for his trouble. Stop Gaming overtakes Beastian, which is good. Because then he's not getting in the way so much. Fable goes on to intermediates from hards. Stop Gaming has stayed out, so has Botch Gerbil and Ryan Hurricane. And also Low and Beastian, which is I'm not sure. Mon gets his wing changed while the safety car is out. Will obviously save him a bit of time, but does drop him down a couple more places. So, currently in first is Botch Gerbil. Behind him is Ryan Hurricane. And then in third is Waddington. Fourth is Zola. Fifth is Stop Gaming. Sixth is Fable. Seventh, Coolie Boy. Eighth is Books, who's just catching up to the safety car at the minute. Ninth is Smooth. 10th is Mon. 11th is Low. And 12th is Beastian. Exactly half of the grid are on dry tyres. Half of those are on softs, half are on mediums. The other 6 are on intermediates. As Ryan Hurricane goes into the pits, and so does Stop Gaming. They must think it's... yeah. Onto intermediates. And Stop Gaming also onto intermediates. So the only person now in the top... Botch Gerbil is still on mediums. He's leading the race, but I think he's left it a bit too late to pit now. If he does, he'll drop all the way back down. He'll have to stay on those mediums. There's only 6 laps left though in this race. Let's see what happens. I'm surprised Mon didn't change his front wing when he... I'm surprised he didn't change from soft to... change his tyres onto those wet intermediate tyres when he went to change his wing. Stayed on dry tyres, and the safety car is in this lap. Let's see what happens. Right then, Botch Gerbil is doing the restart again. He's not put a foot wrong all race so far, but he's on those dry tyres. And he goes into the pits. So Waddington leading the race now as Botch Gerbil pits for what I assume to be intermediate tyres. And so does Beastian as well, and Mon stays out though. He is struggling on those tyres. Lost the position to Hurricane. May also lose a position to Stop Gaming as well. But is in 5th. Waddington is leading the race. And Stop Gaming gets past Mon. Really easily, if I'm honest with you. Mon should have pitted sooner. Books gets a time penalty from 5th. Ryan Hurricane is on the back of Smooth. As they go around the hairpin. Around about half a second between Fable and Zola. as they go down the hairpin. A yellow flag is out. That is... Who is that? That is Lowe. I believe that brought that out. Either Lowe or Mon brought that out. Anyway, one of the Tauris. Ryan Hurricane. Round turn 1. Still behind Smooth. And Lowe gets another time penalty. Let's have a quick look at the time penalties, actually, just to see what's happening here. So Fable has 14 seconds of penalties, and Mon has DNF'd in the pits. It looks like those dry tyres did not help him out one bit. Smooth is the only driver without a time penalty. No time penalty for him. Fable has 14 seconds. And Lowe has done a 5-stop strategy. That seems like the optimal strategy. So, at the minute, the grid seems a little bit spread out here. Zola gets a 3-second penalty. Let's have a look at Brooks, I think, and Fable. So Beastian, he will get a point for fastest lap outside the top 10 if he can stay alive in this race. With wet weather, makes the track a lot more slippery. And at a track like Canada, where it's tricky to stay within the track limits anyway, it could get a little bit awkward with 3 laps left to go after this one now. Waddington, 1.5 seconds in the lead. There he is, in the Haas. I wonder if he's in Mazepin's car. That would be something special to see. Waddington in a Haas leading the race. Cooley Boy gets a 3-second time penalty. Bucks not close enough on turn 1. Botch Gerbil in 9th. He's gone right down the pack now. He's in 9th. He's got Dad Stop Gaming in front of him. Dad Stop Gaming defensive there. Very defensive. Trying to hold off Botch Gerbil. Really be able to get the overtake done. It's very close. As they come up to the hairpin once again. There is a yellow flag in front of them. Bucks has span. Bucks has span. He was having a good race as well. He was up into P5. But that spin has put him all the way down in 9th. But it is guaranteed points from here on out. With points for the fastest lap outside the top 10. Meaning that everybody who's on track at the minute, if they stay alive... There's a spin! There's been an incident. Dad stopped gaming. And I believe it was Smooth, I think, making contact in turn 1. Botch Gerbil. Two tenths behind. Bucks has overtaken Dad Stop Gaming. They're actually side by side here. Dad Stop Gaming cuts the corner quite a lot there, but with potential wing damage, it's going to be difficult to make the corner now. Botch Gerbil and Smooth side by side. Who's going to break first? The Alpine of Botched of Botch Gerbil takes the place. 6 tenths is the gap here between Fable and Zola. Will Fable be able to close that gap? It's already gone up to 1.3 seconds though. Let's have another look at Botch Gerbil, who's making his way through the pack quite nicely here. Less than 8 tenths between him and Coolie Boy for 5th place. Will Botch Gerbil be able to overtake? He's having a look. He's got his overtake button on. Goes side by side. Oh, but he's just not quite close enough to get the overtake done, and Coolie Boy stays 5th. Fable 5, and that is the end of the race. Waddington wins the race, the Canadian Grand Prix. I didn't realise it was the checkered flag. I thought there was 1 lap left to go. That's what happens when it is. That's what happens when it's nearly 25 minutes past 3 and you are very, very tired. Waddington wins the Grand Prix. Ryan Hurricane 2nd. Zola goes 3rd. Smooth 4th. Botch Gerbil 5th. Fable 6th. Cooley 7th. Dad Stop Gaming 8th. Bucks 9th. Low 10th. And Beastian, when he crosses the line, will get 11th place. And there we are. And that is the win for Waddington, the win for Haas. A great result as well for Aston Martin for 2nd and 3rd. Really good for the constructors for Aston Martin this weekend, but Waddington with the win, starting from 15th place on the grid, goes and takes it all. From 14th place, sorry, wins the race. Zola from 13th goes 3rd. Smooth from 12th goes 4th. Smooth with no time penalties either, bumps him up to 4th place. And of course, not forgetting those drivers who laid it all on the line for us today. Maneuver, very unlucky. Raptor spinning out. X hits the spot on his debut. And Funk. But there's the grid. There's the final results. Hope you enjoyed the race. And we'll see you next time.